Medicare's open enrollment. Do you know what to do? Do you know what not to do? And most importantly, do you know the 3 most common mistakes that people make and how to avoid them? Well, in today's video, not only are we going to discuss the most common mistakes, but we're going to get to the root causes of those mistakes and how to solve them. Hi, I'm Kai, founder of KCIIS, your retirement coach for guaranteed income and healthcare planning. And before we get started, please remember if you enjoyed this video to click on the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn on your notifications bell. Much of what we're going to discuss today will be in more depth in our upcoming videos, and we don't want you to miss out. Well, let's get started. Mistake number 1. What is that? It's not checking your ANOC. Now, I get calls all the time say, Kai, what is ANOC? ANOC is your annual notice of change. Now, if you have a Medigap, listen very carefully. If you have a Medigap, you will not have an annual notice of change. If you don't know what a Medigap is, we're going to discuss that here in just a second. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, otherwise known as Medicare Health Plans or prescription drug plan, you will get an annual notice of change. An annual notice of change will tell you the changes such as your premiums, your copays, your deductibles, what is your maximum out of pocket, your doctors, your network, your hospitals, your medications, what's covered this year, what's not covered next year, your copays for your medications. So please remember to check your ANOC. Now, if you don't know what a Medicare Advantage plan is, again, we're going to discuss the difference between Medigap and a Medicare Advantage plan here in just a second, because that's mistake number 2, not understanding the terminologies. But before we go there, I would like to talk about the root causes of not checking your ANOC. So, root cause number 1, you threw it away. Now, I don't blame you. We get so much junk mail that it's really hard to not throw things away. So please make sure you take your card out, check the name of your insurance company, and when you get your mail, look for that insurance company's logo. That will most likely be your ANOC. All right? Now, number 2, you went on vacation during the most important time of the year, October 15th through December 7th. You should know better. Never take a vacation. Obviously, I'm kidding. But if you did go on vacation, or if you're on vacation right now, take out your card. There's a number on the back. Call that customer service number and ask them what are your annual notices of changes. And if you want, a lot of times they can even send it to you electronically. So hopefully that helps you. Now, let's talk about mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 is not understanding the terminologies, such as Medigap, supplement, secondary, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Health Plans, and so forth. So let's first start with Medigap. What is a Medigap? A Medigap is where Medicare is your primary, paying 80%. The gap of 20% is paid by the Medigap. Interesting. That's why it's called a Medigap. Another word you can call it is a supplement. Another terminology is secondary. So Medigap, supplement, secondary, please remember those 3 words. They're all the same thing, or they mean the same thing. So Medicare is a primary and the Medigap is a secondary. It's been like that since 1965. How do you know you have a Medigap? Well, Medicare gives you the freedom to go to any doctor, any hospital in the country that, of course, accepts Medicare, which most doctors do. And then the Medigap just basically piggybacks it. The Medigap has no network. You can go to whatever doctors under Medicare. Another way you know you have a Medigap is you have typically 100% coverage. You have no copays. Now, not all Medigaps are like that, but particularly the Plan G, specifically the Plan G and the Plan F. Okay. Now, if you don't know what G and F is, we're going to be creating other videos here in the future, more in depth on what those type of plans are and what the meanings are. So please, again, watch out for our future videos. Now, on a Medicare Advantage plan, it's where the insurance company now is the primary. Now, how in the world does the insurance company go from a secondary to a primary? Well, this happened in the 90s. Medicare started to pay the insurance companies $1,000 per month per member. Yes, Medicare is paying them $1,000 a month per member per month. Now, why in the world would Medicare do that? Simple. Medicare does not want the responsibility if you get sick. So if you get sick, Medicare does not pay your claims. Medicare is no longer your boss. Medicare is no longer your coverage. Now, I'm not saying you lose Medicare. I'm not saying you don't pay Medicare. You still pay Medicare. But Medicare is no longer your insurance coverage. Your Kaiser, your Blue Cross, your whoever is now your primary. So I hope you get that. Now, when Medicare Advantage is your primary, they can change your copays. They can change your doctors. They create the rules. So that's why you need to check your ANOC, okay? So now you know the difference between a Medicare Advantage plan and a Medigap. A Medicare Advantage plan also has a lot of free perks: dental, vision, gym membership, and so forth. Again, I'm not saying Medicare Advantage plan is bad, but you do forfeit your freedom with Medicare, and you have to be okay with that. Now let's go into mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 is not understanding the open enrollment rules. Today, we're going to talk about 3 primary open enrollments. The first one is on a Medigap, and the second one and the third one are going to be on Medicare Advantage plans. So let's first talk about the Medigap. A Medigap is one time in your life. Yes, one time. Now, for you skeptics out there, I'm going to tell you exactly what page it's on, okay? But the Medigap is one time, and listen very carefully. You turn 65, or you're new to Medicare Part B, and it lasts for only 6 months. If you don't believe me, it's on page 50 of a booklet called Choosing a Medigap, MEDIGAP. Google that booklet, is right from Medicare.gov. Also, on the Medicare and You book, on page 77, section 5, you will also see the Medigap has only a one-time open enrollment. What if you choose a Medicare Advantage plan and you want to go back to Medigap? You must have a special event, like you moved outside the coverage area, or you answered health questions in order to go back to a Medigap. So a Medigap has only a one-time open enrollment. If you want to get in, you have to have a special event, or you have to have health questionnaire and you have to pass the health questions. Now let's talk about the next open enrollment. That's the one that we're in, October 15th through December 7th. This open enrollment is when you can join a Medicare Advantage plan. Whether you have just Medicare, you can join a Medicare Advantage plan. Whether you have a Medigap, you can join a Medicare Advantage plan. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you can drop it and join another Medicare Advantage plan, no problem. But it does not apply to a Medigap. We just talked about it. Medigap has how many open enrollments? 1. If you join a Medigap and you drop the Medicare Advantage plan, you got to be careful. You may not be able to go back in. You have to prove what again? A special event or health underwriting. Okay, now let's talk about the next open enrollment. They just brought this back a couple years ago, January through March. I call this the OOPS open enrollment. You have a Medicare Advantage plan already. So the key is you already have a Medicare Advantage plan. You must have a Medicare Advantage plan in order to exercise this rule. So you have a Medicare Advantage plan and you dropped it and you go to another Medicare Advantage plan, no problem. You drop the Medicare Advantage plan and you want to go back to Medicare as your primary, you must buy a drug plan, no problem. But a Medigap, there's a problem. You may not be able to go back to Medigap unless what? You have a special event or you can answer health questions. So this January through March open enrollment is not for Medigap. It's for Medicare Advantage to Medicare Advantage. And if you don't have a plan, you only have Medicare as your primary, or you have a Medigap, you cannot exercise January through March to go in to a Medicare Advantage plan. So again, January through March is to change your Advantage plan to another Advantage plan or go back to Medicare with a drug plan. Whew, that was a lot. I hope I didn't confuse you. If you're confused, rewind this video, watch it again. Okay, now let's talk about my final point. This final point has been bugging me for years. This is perhaps one of the biggest mistakes of them all, and that's fear. Fear of what? It's the fear of missing out. Have you not seen Joe Namath, the former football player, and all these other commercials from the insurance companies, and then also insurance agents calling you and advertisements and all these mailers that you're getting? What are they saying? You got free dental, free vision, free gym membership, acupuncture, free meals. Before you know, they're going to give you a free cat and dog too. Now, I'm kidding about that part. But the point is, they make you feel anxious and they make you feel like you're missing out on something. But you might not be missing out on anything. Here, I'll give you an example. If you have a Medigap and you want your freedom, you don't want to be under a network, you're not missing out on the free perks because you want your freedom and you want your coverage. And you don't want to take the risk that you may or may not be able to go back to a Medigap. So you didn't miss out on anything. You may have a Medicare Advantage plan. And that Medicare Advantage plan might be just fine for you. And your Medicare Advantage plan most likely already has free perks. Now, true, other Medicare Advantage plans may have better perks or more free perks, and it might be good to check them out. However, why give in to fear that you're missing out? Because you may have to change your doctor. Are you okay with that? There might be something else that you may have to give up. Are you okay with that? At the end of the day, if you call our office, we have one promise, a standard in my office, and that's called my all set process. What does that mean? We want to walk you through a process where things are simple by educating you, giving you all the transparent information that you need. Because at the end, transparency will simplify your decision. And best of all, you don't pay us anything. We get paid directly through the insurance companies, just like your car insurance agent gets paid. And we have over 30 different insurance companies. So we want to make sure you get all and know all your options. Well, friends, we really do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in my next coaching videos.